What if you never had to log your hours again? You won't have to fill spreadsheets or guess when you started a project. Today, you're going to learn how artificial intelligence can record time in the background whilst you work and offer new insights into your teams and their workload. I'm James Lawler, Managing Director of TricoStar. We've specialised in government time recording solutions since 1988, and so I hope to offer you some practical advice and insights today. Plus, I've got a little surprise for you at the end of my talk. By the end of this talk, here is what I want you to know. How AI tools remove manual effort from time tracking. Examples of how organizations have used these tools with positive results. And why this approach can make a big difference in your department. I want you to feel confident that AI time tracking can free you from routine tasks. Curious about the possibilities for your own teams. Prepared to take action and roll out a small pilot project. And then, when you go back to your desk, I want you to observe how your staff log time right now, assuming they're already time recording. If they're not, consider an AI tool that matches your daily tasks. I'll help make some suggestions for what you might want to try. Give it a fair trial and assess the impact on your workflow. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first topic I wanted to look at with you today is accurate time recording. Manual timesheets often depend on memory. People guess how long they spent on emails, meetings, or phone calls. This leads to missing details. When you look at those logs days later, you only have partial information. AI-driven tools solve this by running in the background. They track activity as it happens. They capture timestamps for each task without extra clicks. That means fewer gaps in your data. You know exactly when tasks start and end. For anyone who has had to record time before, you already know the scenario. You're away from your desk, you're on the move and checking emails on your phone, editing documents on a laptop whilst on the move, taking impromptu calls, darting from meeting to meeting. Many people's priorities are surviving the day, not remembering to start and stop a timer between each task. Professional services organizations who rely on precise billable hours are putting AI time trackers in place. Instead of waiting for lawyers to update timesheets, the system runs quietly and notes each phone call, Teams or Zoom meeting, document edit, or client email. When the day ends, a detailed report is ready. In government, where departments are cross-charging, there is a clear benefit to knowing how time has been spent, especially in areas where time recording is already commonplace, such as legal. Test this in your own setting. Pick a team or one department that bills clients by the unit, minute, or hour. Compare data from AI-based time logs to your usual spreadsheets. If you spot fewer discrepancies, you'll see the value right away. Okay, so what about productivity and efficiency, the big buzzword in government at the moment? Because time recording isn't just about billing. Routine tasks like logging hours or categorizing work can disrupt focus. Every time someone stops real work to fill a form, they lose momentum and their concentration or flow. AI tracking tools allow people to focus on the task itself. The system quietly records how much time is spent drafting proposals or preparing reports. Nothing extra is required from them. As a result, staff can stay in the flow of their work. Certain hospitals have started using automated tracking for administrative duties. Nurses and doctors tap their badges when they enter a patient's room, and the system notes the duration of each visit. Instead of writing updates later, they devote more energy to patient care. Identify one repetitive activity in your team's day. Maybe it's logging call durations or reporting hours for specific grants. Explore a tool that automates those logs. Run a test week. Check how much time your team saves and see if their focus improves. This moves us on nicely to handling hybrid work. I hate to say the dreaded C word, COVID, but since then, hybrid working is now a part of everyday life for most, and it makes measuring efficiency even tougher. Many staff members now split their time between home and the office. This can lead to confusion over who is available, when tasks start, and how long projects take. AI tracking makes it simpler to see workloads no matter where people log in. You get a clear overview of which tasks happen in the office versus those done remotely. That clarity helps you plan meetings or coordinate deadlines. You'll know exactly when your remote team members are most productive. Large software companies have staff in multiple time zones. They rely on AI dashboards to track how time is spent across different regions. This data helps managers stagger shifts or hand off tasks across continents, leading to fewer delays. Start a pilot with a small remote group. Let them run an AI-based tracker for a couple of weeks. Review the data together, find peaks and dips in productivity, then plan your next phase with that insight. Lastly, let's look a little bit more at data-driven processes. Once AI captures detailed records, you can spot trends. You might see that design tasks take longer than you expected, or that meetings eat up a big chunk of your day. With these insights, you can fine-tune your staffing approach. If a certain team member is spending half their day in meetings, you can shift responsibilities and let them focus on what they do best. This goes beyond time tracking. It supports better planning and decision-making. Some factories use AI to record how machines and operators spend each hour. After reviewing the logs, management adjusts staffing to reduce downtime. This raises production without extra hires. Gather 1 month of AI-generated logs from a pilot group. Look for the top 3 tasks that occupy most of their time. Ask yourself if there's a smarter way to arrange those tasks. Maybe you need fewer meetings or more specialized roles for certain tasks. Use the data to guide your plan. For those of you that are still with me, let's bring it all together. We've covered how AI time tracking can give you accurate data, greater focus on true work, better oversight of hybrid teams, reliable insights for decisions on staffing and processes. To recap the main points, automated time logs are more precise than manual sheets. Staff can spend more time on tasks that move your organization forward. Hybrid teams stay in sync when AI keeps track of hours seamlessly. Managers can use the collected data to guide planning and resource allocation. Remember what we set out to do? Know the impact of AI-driven time recording. Feel interested in testing it for yourself? Take small steps to bring this approach into your own teams. If you're intrigued, consider these actions. Assess your current tracking approach. Pick a tool that fits your workflow. Launch a short pilot with a willing department. Measure the impact and share the results with other teams. On the subject of tools, I promised to give you some guidance on this, and so if you're looking to get started, you may want to look at a tool like WiseTime or MemTime, which connect to the apps you use and record how you use your time on your device. For a completely passive time tracking solution, which integrates with your day-to-day line of business applications, including Microsoft 365, TricoStar offer Billables AI for cross-platform and cross-device time tracking. And so, some final remarks from me, and you'll want to hear the last thing I have to say. Time recording isn't just about cutting admin tasks or playing Big Brother, and people can sometimes perceive it as a threat to their work. But it's about unlocking more hours for strategic work. That's how you create stronger results for your staff and for the public. Thank you for being open to new ideas. I appreciate that as part of this digital talk, there isn't much opportunity for audience feedback or questions, and so if any of you that have attended would like to speak more, feel free to drop me an email, james.lawler@tricostar.com, and I look forward to hearing how you may have put these ideas into practice. Lastly, the astute amongst you may have wondered or already guessed that this entire talk was delivered using an AI version of my physical self and my voice, but I assure you it was all written and performed by me. Thanks again, and enjoy the rest of the talks at PSI Weekly.